Continuing the new player guide part two. As always, if you have any content you'd like to see, just let me know. You can reach out to me on Discord at Khaleesi or in-game mini call, whether you send me a DM or just in general chat. Always happy to do content on anything that's a little confusing or things you need suggestions on or a little help on. So continuing where we left off on part one, just kind of going over the basics of where everyone is farmable. So kind of where I am in my preparation is kind of phase zero. So basically, I'm just trying to build up the characters I need to really start focusing on the content I'm looking to get into. So now that I've reached villains 5-3 and both heroes 5-3, I'm going to kind of start getting ready to start going into the cosmic phase. And I'm going to filter out my roster right now and just show you the cosmic characters I have. Unfortunately, at the moment, I only have two. Um, so of these two characters, I'm probably going to focus a lot of my resources into Thor, as he is a great character for endgame. He makes up one of the best defenses in War Defense with the Asgardian team. He's really good as an early character for kind of a almost faux meta team with the Wave 1 Avengers. They make up a kind of great beginners offense for both war offense and even for very early arena shards. Um, so with that being said, I'm just going to kind of, I would go in and level him up and whatnot. Another thing I want to talk about, just because it does seem to be kind of more of an issue, is about resource management. And I mean, you'll notice I've got quite a bit of gold, and it can be very tempting to just go out and spend this gold. But honestly, at the early stages, you kind of want to save your resources unless you need it. Um, so you'll kind of notice, I mean, I am level 41. That just did happen, so I haven't taken any characters to 41. But you'll notice a lot of these characters are either sitting at level 33, level 25, and for me, level 25 is kind of the entry level to enter into Blitz. It gives the character access to all of their talent or to all of their abilities. Once you get them to gear tier 4, and that'll just kind of get you really started on a semi-decent roster for Blitz. Um, Also, just to, I guess, go into it and just explain the different game modes. Challenges are going to come up periodically throughout the day, or every day there's going to be a different challenge. The schedule is obviously here. This is probably one of the easiest way to farm some of the resources that comes with. This one is going to get you your orb fragments, and as you progress through, eventually this is going to give you access to additional red orb fragments, which really, for endgame stuff, can really beef up some of your characters. The blue ones are obviously going to be premium orb fragments, which will give you premium orb pulls, which gives you the chance to get Minerva and Yo-Yo shards. Catalyst of Change. Catalysts are going to be kind of one of your early materials, and these are just kind of your overall mats that are going to help level up your tunes. As you get towards the end, you're going to get to your gear 13 and gear 14, which is going to be your end game gear. Gold, pretty self-explanatory. Training day, same thing. You get your training orbs. Ability enhancement. This is going to be for your T1s through your T4s. T1s they can seem like they are never abundant enough at the very beginning. However, I promise you, you're going to get to the point where towards, end game, you're going to have upwards of like 20,000 of these. Same thing with the T2s and even the T3s. This is my third account, and I mean, on both of my accounts, I've got upwards of 20,000 of each of those three materials. Once you get towards the end, you're going to run into these T4s, and those are going to be very hard to come across, and you very rarely get them in game, so they do take a lot longer to level up an ability to the T4 level, which for the first three, you're basically your basic, your special and the ultimate, those are going to take you all to level 7. And the last one, the passive, that'll take you to level 5. Um, some people, will just take any character and just randomly throw a T4 on it. Um, and that's not necessarily always the best management of your resources because these T4s are so rare. You don't want to waste them on characters that it's not going to give you the maximum benefit to. So, for example, if I had a T4 available, I would not use it on Hand Sorceress because she really isn't going to do much for me end game. There are going to be resources on the Discord page for, suggestions on how to maximize the use of your T4s, and so you're essentially getting the most bang for your buck. Those materials are kind of hard to come across, like I said. I want to say basic abilities cost, I want to say, I think it's 180 T4s. I believe the specials are 200. I think the ultimates are like 220, and then I think the passes are like 240 or 280. So it does take a lot of those materials, and I mean, if you look at the kind of challenge, which is the way mostly you kind of get the most of them, even at the max tier, you're only going to get 3 per challenge. So if you do your 3, you're getting 9 every time that this comes around. So I mean, it can take you sometimes up to 2 weeks just to get enough T4s for one character's ability. So you really want to make sure that you're using those resources correctly. Next mode is Arena. It's pretty self-explanatory. You go in with a set of characters, you do a fight, and then you basically try to win. The thing about this game mode is it does have other benefits. It does link directly to an alliance milestone, which I've talked about in a different video. But essentially, win or lose, it does get your alliance points towards that weekly milestone. And then if you do your 5 a day, it's also, really going to help your alliance with that milestone event. One thing kind of common that people seem to forget to do is you want to periodically go in and make sure you're keeping your defense updated as well, and this will help keep you in whatever point system you're in. So if you have the same defense from day one, you might notice that you're getting knocked back really quickly, and that's just probably because you have an outdated defense. With that being said, you also get your rewards for what you complete. It'll get you cores as well as some arena credits. The other thing too right now is the arena is also linked with the valuable lessons milestone. So if you go in with characters that have the mentorship tag, it'll get you credit towards completing that. And that's definitely something you want to be doing, as it does get you some end game materials that you'll definitely appreciate later on in the game. This is your milestone tab. Obviously, there are various milestones going on. The High Roller and the Save the World and the Fight and Battles milestones are always in game. These two solo ones are completely dependent on you as a player. The High Roller is only going to go for 24 hours. For me, it's 7 p.m. Central Time. I'm in the central part of the United States in Texas. So for me, it's 7 to 7. And the spend the campaign energy is going to be essentially a 48-hour event, and that's going to run for 2 days, and it's basically dependent on how much energy you spend. Currently, Emma Frost is going, so you do get Emma Frost shards. When they're not doing a character milestone, it'll normally get you gear. This is your alliance milestone, and like I said, this is going to run every week. It just depends on what the rewards are. And the gist of this is you score points as an alliance, and it gets you points. And those points get you the milestones, which then gets you rewards. Basic thing to the alliance one is you do want to do your 5 arena fights a day, and hopefully you're doing a minimum of 5 raid fights a day in both Ultimus raids and whatever Greek raid is running. If you've got a higher roster and you've got more than 25 characters, you can definitely be doing more raid battles, and that'll just get you even more points. Kind of the nice benchmark is, I mean, you should be hitting roughly about 50 or we'll say about 5,000 points. I haven't done my dailies today, which is why my number is below 5,000, but you should be aiming for at least 5,000 points, and that'll really kind of get your alliance up and going. Periodically, you'll see, a random milestone that doesn't correlate with the regular ones. This one just happens to be the valuable lesson. And basically, if you use a character that has the mentorship tag, it'll get you these rewards. And while a lot of these rewards are geared more towards endgame, lower level players, you definitely are going to appreciate these cores as you'll kind of, even though you're using 4 refreshes a day, which is going to cost you 200 cores, you're pretty much getting them back just by doing daily stuff. When you get towards the bottom, you start getting towards these orange gears. This is more for gear 13 and gear 14, which is going to be your end game content. And I mean, really, you can't put a price tag on this stuff. In order to complete this, and it's doable to complete every day, even by a new player, do your 5 arena fights, especially if you're using just your mentorship characters. That'll really kind of steamroll this. And then when you're doing your blitz, try to do your mentorship characters first, and then even just doing your raid fights, it'll get you points. Arena and raid stuff, win or lose, it's going to get you points for this. And it's a great milestone you should be trying to aim to complete every day. Next, you got your events tab, and you are going to see the Iron Man Legendary event. That is permanently in game, so organically, just as you get shield characters, you'll probably want to unlock Iron Man. I do have a video about the legendary characters. Feel free to check that out. You'll also kind of periodically see a event about a character. And then there's just some other things. This tells you how long the Emma Frost event is still going, the valuable lesson thing is still going, and then they'll also do sales stuff. Uh, we are going to go over campaigns, pretty self-explanatory, the campaigns in the game. Right now, like I said, at this point, my goal was to get to 5-3 in the Heroes Assemble, which you'll see I did. I wanted to get to 5-3 in the Villains campaign, which I did. The next goal is to unlock the Cosmic part of the game, and obviously I need to hit level 45, and I will need 3 Cosmic characters. So currently I have 2. I am working on my third, which is going to be Hemendal. I will probably work on gonna probably work on farming one. Maybe that's just a little bit faster to attain, and I'll go through this just a little bit and kind of see who my best option might be. Um, and once that is done, I will get to the cosmic campaign that I need to get to farm Scientist Supreme, and then I will start farming her. Once I have those aim characters all unlocked, I'm going to basically just focus on them, and I'm going to work on basically just power leveling those and getting them ready to Dark Dimension 1. I'm going to stop the video at this point. Look for part 3 in just a little bit. And as always, like I said, reach out to me on Discord, Khaleesi, in-game, mini call, and as always, you can direct any questions to your Alliance leadership, and let me know if you guys want to see any additional content. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video.